something different. And I gotta say, like I said, I spent the first 3 months of last year in Europe, and I spent so many years in Asia, and I travel a lot. And one thing that I miss is the ability to just walk out my front door and there's like a cafe, a bar, cafe,
Oh
all
my
that.
God.
And here
That's one negative about the States.
it's a car culture. So I live on the east side, and I got to get my car and drive, and it's not far, but I do have to drive,
Yeah.
and then I go to one restaurant, and so there's a couple things with that. One is you got to be careful how much you drink.
Yeah.
Two, but more importantly than that, I feel like we drive through our communities,
Hmm.
so we're passing through our
Yeah.
communities, and we're not physically
No.
touching people in the community.
No.
Where we lived in Japan, you would walk 10 minutes to the train
Mm.
station, or you would ride your bike to
Yeah.
wherever you're going, and you would see people every day, and
Exactly.
you would wave, you would talk, you would stop and have a
Yeah.
conversation, and you'd have a real neighborhood. And I think that's really important, that sense of
It's
connectivity,
not here.
which comes back to mental health too.
Mm.
That Because it's not just your family, it takes a village, that
Mm.
kind of mentality where people and people are looking out for each other.
So we've been on this time. The first 5 days I was at the hotel, right? Like you said, the restaurants there, the cafes everywhere. I met everyone, got to know one. Then I moved to a student apartment for like the other rest, like 75 days. Same thing, like gotten around the neighborhood, talk to people, whatever.
And you go into the same cafe, and then they start to know you, and then you get, because you
And it's
typically-
crazy. Like I walk in, all my shit's already done.
Yeah,
We know here's your watermelons, whatever they come. Wow, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then I met this one guy, Daniel Shaw, right? So he's actually born in Brooklyn, black guy from Brooklyn, 57 years old, been in Vietnam for 20 years. He has a shoe manufacturing company, a coffee company, right? So he lives like in the airport district, right? I went there, I hung up on one time, right? You just go with the flow, right?
Yeah. What I what I love is the pure randomness sometimes of like having conversations with non-native English speakers, and sometimes I would say stuff that was just like really stupid, but it would come off to them as being like, oh, that's really smart. And sometimes I'd say something that I thought was smart, and they would look at me with a blank stare, like, well, you just don't get it, man. So
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. This overseas experience is like crazy, and this, like you said, so cheap over there. It's like, yeah,
So let me ask you. You get feedback. And the first time I went through one of those, I thought I was like, because the business I was running was just doing amazing, and I got some feedback that was really hard hitting and kind of hurt me a little bit, but it really helped me.
Mm.
And they said, Mark is super entrepreneurial. His energy is amazing. He's basically, when it came to listening skills, I was just like, whew. And I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I heard you, but I didn't like your idea.
Yeah.
But it
I
helped me.
listened, but your idea sucks.
But it really helped me. And but one of the things that sticks with me is like, Tiger Woods is the best best golfer in the world, but he has a coach. The Eric Schmidt, the CEO of Google, he has a coach.
Yeah.
In fact, Eric Schmidt said every business person, every executive should have a coach.
Mhm.
But a lot of people are resistant to it, and I think it's good to have an extra set of eyes that
Yeah.
can kind of look at you and say, you might want to think about.
Yes, this is my pushback on that, right?